Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today we're bringing you more Law gameplay, and this time it's going to be Law versus Film Kit. And this video is probably going to be our longest video in the channel yet, because we have not one, not two, but 3 games today. We ended up going against a really nice opponent that gave us the rematch 2 times after the first game. So make sure you stick around for all 3 games if you want to see how to pilot this matchup. So yeah, hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. And if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. And like always, you can find our Law deck list in the description below. Enjoy the games. In this matchup, we're going to go against Kid. Okay, so Kid is a little bit problematic. We want to mulligan this hand just because we don't really have any searchers. We still don't get any searchers, so that feels really bad. So Kid is problematic just because we know that Kid is going to have like a wall of blockers as the game goes on, right? So they will be able to kind of stall us out. It's a good matchup for the opponent's Kid player. Our hand is not great. I can't say that much. I can tell you right here. Like the fact that we don't have any searchers, opponent gets their Bonnie, but they shouldn't. I mean, I guess if they play her here, they actually are going to play her here. Wow. Wow, they actually are going to play her here. Yeah, I guess we'll go like this for now. I'm going to just play this Zoro out. No searchers, no Dadan, no Nami, no Bonnie ourselves. I'm going to take this hit just to see if I could find one. We still don't get any. The opponent gets their Nami. Okay, this Bonnie. Okay, so if we go... the problem here is that even if we play this Bonnie, we cannot get to 5, right? We cannot get to 5. I guess we can go 5 here to begin with. See if the opponent takes that hit. We'll go Brook, go here, and just go this to 8. And then I'll develop the Bonnie and also develop the Capone. And just pass. Opponent took both hits and our Zoro stays on the field. We have multiple blockers, so we can save this Zoro even if the opponent attacks. They will probably... They're going to get the draw here, right? So they're going to get the draw right here, but this is a 6. Ooh, they're actually just going to attack us. I'm going to take that hit. I do need to be careful because obviously the kid can just do double attack eventually. But I'm going to take this hit because I feel like I need a searcher, right? And we ended up getting the Curly Dadan, which is pretty much what I was looking for. Opponent could attack with this Nami and get value from it. Oh. There goes the Zoro. That's a big blowout. We can bring back the Brook, right? And play the Law and be able to get the Bonnie back where we need it to be, right? So okay, so that's going to be 2 down, right? We got to play 1 more unit here, so we can play the Dadan. We played 1 for the Bonnie, so that means that we have 2 more done open to do something else. I'm just trying to see if it's worth it for us to go ahead and put the 7 on this guy. I guess what we can do actually is go 2 on the Brook, attack for 5, because if we're going to bounce back the Brook anyways, I think it's fine to take this attack. Okay, at least eat up some of the counter cards. We're gonna go ahead and activate this Bonnie. We get another Bonnie at least. That's the good thing about Bonnie, that she does kind of let us get another value from it. Otama is probably the better one, even though it doesn't really matter. So then we activate the Law ability. We bring back the Brook, bring back Zoro from here, and I guess we'll just replay. Might just replay this Bonnie, to be honest. I might just replay this Bonnie because we don't have anything else better to play here, which feels really bad. But at least it lets me set up for the Bonnie next turn. This guy gets double attack, so I need to be able to always block him. Opponent's at 2 lives, so it's not like they are safe. We have another set of blockers, and we have 3 blockers on the field, right? And we have a bunch of 2K counters. We losing that Zoro is important, right? Okay, opponent just gets their full combo off, so they get 3 cards on the field just by playing the 1 Luffy. So by playing the 1 Luffy, they get the 3 cards. Obviously, we'll block. Yeah, we'll block here. Any of the opponent's other attacks just gets blocked by this law. Yep, we just block here. And there we go. Now, does it make sense for us to kill this Krieg? Let's start here. Let's start here. We can get the Zoro. But it has a 7k blocker, which is, again, it's where things start getting a little bit dicey for us. We could get this Zoro, be able to replay the Zoro. It just feels so doomed because the opponent has so many units, so I need to be careful. Right, I need to be careful here. We bounce back the body, play the Zoro. We could go Otama. Like, how crazy is it to go Otama on the monkey, the Luffy, get it to a 5? So then I'm able to attack for 7. Then we bounce back. So 7. 5. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. 2. I do need to be careful. I mean, I don't mind if this Curly Dadan dies, so I'm gonna just go for 5s. If the opponent blocks, they still need to spend a counter here to save this Luffy. I think I have to try to just rush them down, right? So we have 2 cards here. We could go 7. Take a card out of them. Do we ever rest this law? Do we ever attack with this law? I think we do. I think we rest this guy, right? We rest this guy. Now I feel like I want to summon a blocker instead. So I think I'm gonna go bounce this guy back and just get the Capone on the field. It technically was more mana than if I just replaced it, but at least I get the Otama back. I don't mind having the 2k counter back on us. Opponent decides to attack. We're gonna get and block this one. This is the double attack, so we always have to block that double attack, right? We always have to block that double attack. Opponent's at 1 life, only has 1 blocker. We can do the same thing with the last turn, where we can put the Otama down. I don't know if it's important, though, because if opponent's blocking with Luffy, I'm okay with them blocking with Luffy. Right? You're going to attack the Curly Dadan. You can take it. You're going to kill the Bonney. You can take it. We have a couple more Bonnies, right? So I'm not too opposed here. Here, let's go ahead and counter by 1. Might have to use a 2k counter here just to keep this law alive. I cannot let this law die, right? So I cannot let this law die. At the same time, I don't want to... Like, if the opponent wants to restand this, I think I'm cool with this. Okay. So now what? Alright, we play another 2k. Are you going to attack with your Luffy too? Okay, they're going to attack with the Luffy. So... Punk Gibson, I guess, is a problem. We can rush Zoro. We can Bonney. We can Otama. That still leaves me with 4 done. We can go 7. And then bring back the Bonney to play this Zoro. Let's start with Bonney first. I want to see if I find the Capone, right? So this Capone makes me feel a lot better now. Because I was trying to think, okay, if I want to get this Capone on the field, I need to be able to do something, right? So we have 3 for Zoro, 1 for Capone. Can bounce back the Bonney. I feel like I need to set up for like a bigger attack next turn, so I'm actually debating if it's better for me to play Brook. I'm actually thinking Brook might actually be the play here. Like, what if we go like this? What if we go like this? Go for 7. Even if the opponent has a Punk Gibson, I can still refill my board. Yep, so they go for the Punk Gibson as we expected, right? So that gets rid of the blocker. We can still fill up the board very easily. We can go Zoro. And I guess just go for 5s. I don't mind going for 5s. Okay. Now, what I need to be careful here is I don't want to rest this blocker, right? So we're probably going to go 2 here. Let's bounce back the Bonney and play this guy out. We have to play this Capone blocker. We have to play this Capone blocker. I think we just override the shopper. Opponent's going to kill the shopper anyways, right? We can override the Zoro. And the opponent's still going to have to waste an attack here. But they're still going to waste an attack trying to go after the Zoro, right? So we just go like this. This law is this Luffy is a problem, but I think we have a pretty good attack next turn. That's why I wanted to develop the Brook, so that we have an additional attacker for next turn when we try to get through the last life that the opponent has. So here we block this one every single time, right? Because that's the double attack. Seven. Now, I need to be able to watch out for the double kid attack, right? If I take this now, opponent's still going to be forced to go 7s here. Seven. Okay, so they can attack. They can easily attack twice with... They can attack here and they can attack here, right? And they can attack twice here. But that attack is going to be both 5s. But then I need to be able to block this attack. They actually get there. They actually get there by 1, right? Because if they attack with here, right? If they attack there, I'm forced to block here. And then they just attack with the kid. And they just get there. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot get there. They have way too many attackers, but that's how it goes. So GG's. They just had too many board. Maybe if I focus on the board, it would have been the same. But again, I think it's gonna be a tough matchup no matter what. Especially when I started with not having any searchers, right? Like here, I'm actually gonna keep this hand because I think the Basil Hawkins is gonna be really good against their board, right? So we'll start with the Luffy, with the Nami. And we unfortunately whiffed. So we got the searcher, but we whiffed the searcher anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Let's go ahead and attack for 5. I'll develop this Zoro out right now, just put a lot of pressure. So developing this Zoro now I think is correct. I'll take that first hit just so that I can potentially get a Curly Dadan. Get a Zoro, alright. We have enough blockers to actually activate Law ability, huh? That's not bad. Again, I don't mind having this Basil Hawkins on the field. So we can go here, 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 activate this. We bounce this guy, right? Play the Hawkins and we should be okay. We have 3 blockers. We have the Nami back in our hand. We have multiple Zoros. I think this time around we're a lot more aggressive, right? So this time around we're a lot more aggressive and opponent's gonna attack right into us. Sure. Because the good thing here is that when this card attacks, it's gonna restand, right? So we'll go here. I think keeping this Zoro alive is important for me to actually aggro them down, like I'm saying, and kind of be in a position where I'm just taking out all their life early. Now the opponent does get the law, which means that it does make our Hawkins be less efficient. That tells me that I can go ahead and go for the Nami. Is it Brook or Robin? I mean, the Robin doesn't do a lot. I mean, I guess the Robin with the Otama could be interesting. The Robin with the Otama could be interesting. I don't mind playing this Robin out either. We can go one down and we can send... The problem is that we cannot send back... We can go... it has to be a Straw Hat, right? So I think I like the Robin. And for me to get anything that I can bounce back, I'm going to need to bounce back the Hawkins, I guess, right? So bouncing back the Hawkins seems pretty bad deal for us. The other option is to bounce back the Bege for now. So we play 3 for the body, for the Robin. Let's go here for 5. Opponent cannot block without activating my Basil Hawkins, right? So that's why we attack with everything else first. The other option is that I could play Zoro here instead of the Robin. Yeah, why is it not this Zoro? I want the opponent to block with this Law, right? So I want the opponent to think, hey, I can block with this Law here. Okay. They're going to spend the 2 cards here. Wow. So, maybe we don't use the Law ability this time. Maybe we just attack for 7 here. Maybe we just attack for 7 here. Because if the opponent blocks with Law, it's going to restand my Basil Hawkins, right? So the opponent has to take that life. As soon as I protect this Basil Hawkins, I think I'm in a really good advantage compared to what the opponent does. We have a blocker. This Zoro is at 6. So this Zoro is at 6. This is at 6. So no matter what it requires, opponent gets the full combo off again, right? With the Monkey D. Luffy blocker and summoning 2 of the units. They get to attack for 6. But we can just counter. We don't even have to use up the blocker. Yeah, I'm going to counter that one. Right? I'm going to counter that one. We could play the Bonnie out. Opponent has a lot of things that I need to watch out for. So this is going to be 7. This can go to 7. Let's go 7 here. Right? Let's go 5 first. Okay. Let's go 7. I want to set up... This is the last card that attacks for us. Remember that, right? So this is the last card that attacks for us. Just because it's going to restand itself once we get rid of... Once we hit the blockers. So we attack for 7 again. So, opponent's in a half position, right? By having the Basil Hawkins be the last card that attacks, if the opponent blocks and try to save their blocker, the Basil Hawkins gets restanded, right? Because when he battles an opponent's character, even when the opponent is blocking. So if the opponent blocks the Basil Hawkins, it just gets back to restand. So there is a tough position because he's forcing 2 cards out of them with this 7 attack. If they block, they need to let go of the Law, otherwise the Law is just going to die anyway. So here we can still go 8, right? So I like this 8 attack here. Just force it into the Law, opponent blah, and we just, you know, we get this back, right? So we get this back, and now the opponent has no other blockers on the field, so now we just attack leader for 8, and opponent needs to have 2 2K counters, and they don't have it, right? So they have to do it. Just because, like I said, the moment that I saw that Basil Hawkins, I knew that he was going to carry this matchup. One last one. Let's keep this hand just because of the Basil Hawkins again. A little bit of a worse hand this time around. We don't have... Like, the problem with Robin is that there's nothing that the opponent really has that's 3K or less. So, like, she ends up being a little bit worthless. So I think I actually like the Brook instead. I guess we had the Otama. Yeah, I guess we had the Otama, so we could have gone for the Otama instead. That might have been better off. We could let go of this Nami, but that seems a little bit weird, right? Because if we let go of the Nami, we're just putting ourselves in a worse position. I do feel like I need to go more aggressive though. Like, opponent had the Barto. If I let this Nami die, I think it just slows down my law ability too much. So I think we're just gonna go like this and just play this Zoro. I like the idea of just playing the Basil Hawkins straight out. We only have 5 Dawn nets then. Opponent gets the Nami, so they get to draw a card here. We know they have the Barto, right? Is what they got from the Bonney. Brook. Wait, not the Bonney, right? Okay, yeah, they do draw the Bartolomeo. Yeah, they got the Bartolomeo, and here they got the Brook. This is so good. Like, this card is so good, right? So I think I'm just gonna go 5s. I'm gonna go 5 here. This Basil Hawkins just puts so much pressure on them. The problem with playing Basil Hawkins is, like, it's my most expensive card. Like, I would rather play this. Like, I could technically play my whole hand out and then be able to play the Basil Hawkins, and maybe that's okay. Like, I could just cheat it out while also filling out my board, right? So, like, we can go Bonney, Otama, whatever. Use this ability. Bounce back the Otama or the Nami? I don't hate bouncing back the Nami. Just try to get the Searcher back. And then just shit this out while also getting my board full. Then we just go like this, go for 5. The problem is that this Zoro is going to be vulnerable to the opponent's attack. I think I'm going to force the opponent to attack it with the Nami though. I will protect this Zoro with the counters, so that the opponent has to attack it with Nami and set up my Basil Hawkins to be able to attack into them. We could potentially get the Chopper blocker or the Capone blockers here with the Bonnies, or even the Law, right? So I think I'm okay just going ham next turn. They actually just gonna straight up attack with the Nami right away. Interesting. I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. I'm gonna counter that with 1. Opponent got a Brook, so they got another Brook, so they have 2 Brooks and a Barto. I feel like this Zoro is way too important for me to let this go, right? So the opponent gets the Barto, which lets them get the Nami back where it needs to be. The problem with this is that you're still gonna be in a bad spot. We don't get the Law that we need. I don't mind this restand Law though. I guess I could, oh, like, it's so risky, right? Like, I could, not having any blockers is a little bit problematic here. This is a little bit problematic. Huh. This is a little bit problematic. I'm gonna pick this Law. I'm gonna pick this Law for now. Let's search again. Okay, we get our Law that we need. All right, that's cool. So we have 2 Dawn to bounce back Otama, play Law, bounce back the Bonney, and be able to play like a Zoro or something, right? So that need to leave 2 Dawn here. 1 Dawn goes there, 1 Dawn goes here, and that leaves me with 1 Dawn open to be able to potentially play a Shopper if we want to. So let's go 5. Okay. Let's go 7. Let's go 1 here. Let's go 7. 7 again. Two cards, okay. So that's the first Brook that we see. And so the opponent has another Brook that we haven't seen yet. Let's go ahead and bounce this back. Let's go here, use card action, bounce this back. We could play the Curly Dadan instead of playing the Zoro. I don't know which one is better, to be honest. I'm gonna pick the Zoro, just put pressure into the opponent. Force another counter out of them. Okay. Just keep forcing the counters out of them. I need to save this Basil Hawkins no matter what. This Basil Hawkins wins me the game. We have a blocker and we have plenty of counters in our hand. We do have another Bonnie in our hand, so even if the first Bonnie dies, I think that's fine. We'll have our own wall of blockers that the opponent's gonna have to worry about. 2. That's only 7, so we can still counter with a 2. Okay, 3. 4. So opponent goes to 10,000. So if we block with Law, we're forcing the opponent to have to like restand everything, discard a card, and then we can still go 2+1. I'll take this. Yep, so they went ahead and did it, and then here we just go 2, 2, and then I guess which one do I like better? Because that Bonnie's gonna potentially die. The Curly Dadan gets me a Nami. Let's get rid of the Curly Dadan. Opponent can kill this Zoro and the Bonnie, right? So they can kill the Zoro and the Bonnie. But we have another Bonnie in our hand and we can clear up their board. And we have this restand law. Opponent decides not to even bother. So let's start with the Bonnie first. We rest. We get another law. We get our value here, so we can play Curly Dadan. Is there a world where we just play the restand? No. Is there a world where we just play the restand law? Right? Is there a world where we play the restand law straight out? No, because I need the Dawn. I need the Dawn for other stuff. So here we can just pick the Otama. Let's go 1 dot here. 7. 7. Let's go 5. I'm not playing around a potential like Punk Gibson, which is a problem because we're gonna use 2, 1. We can get back the Zoro, right? So I guess we'll go 5. Let's go 5. Just keep eating cards out of their hand for now. Okay. We can go 1 here. Attack for 7. Opponent spends the 2 cards. Let's go here. We'll bring back the Zoro to bring back the Law. Use the Law card action. And we're going to bring back the Bonnie to bring back the Zoro. And then we put 1. And we attack for 6 and get the opponent down to a single life, to no life. They can't beat this board, right? Oh, they finally got something. They got the Paradise Waterfall to KO my Zoro. We have a blocker. We have 3 life. Opponent has like almost nothing, and I think that's the game, right? So we got 3 games today. The first one I ended up not winning. The second 2, once we got the Basil Hawkins, it made it a lot easier for us to actually be able to get there. So well played to the opponent, GG's. I think this was fun, right? Usually I don't do 3 games back to back, but since the opponent was actually giving us a rematch, and I thought it was a good matchup every time, you know, we ended up doing it. So obviously, this guy is the MVP, right? In this film kit matchup, just because he's able to get rid of the blocker and then let me attack again, right? And able to get rid of the units. You saw in game 2, because we always attack with the Basil Hawkins last, opponent could not block, right? Because if they block early, like they did in the very last lethal attack, we're then able to attack their blocker with our Basil Hawkins, get the Hawkins restand, and be able to attack, right? So like Hawkins is so good against decks like this that have a lot of blockers. If you see Film Kid against game popularity, maybe it's worth playing double Basil Hawkins, but right now at 1 is fine. We are able to search with the Bonnie, so even though we got lucky both games here and we had them in the beginning of the hand, we're able to search with the Bonnie in case that we don't have in the beginning. So that was the idea there. And then after that, you're able to just put enough pressure, and as long as you can keep this Hawkins alive, you even saw the opponent committing a 10k attack and then also having to restand their kid, and it still wasn't enough to be able to kill their Hawkins. So that was kind of nuts. But anyways, hope you enjoyed today's games. We got 3 games all in once. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Hope you enjoy the games, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.